Good morning, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. My name is Priyanka Das, and welcome to today's segment of Quick Morning, where we delve into the latest news and updates from around the country and across the world to set the tone for your day. As we track the pulse of Maharashtra polls to the ongoing atrocities against nation's doctors, stay tuned as Republic TV brings you the ground realities of these developments. But that's not all. We'll also be bringing you the latest updates from the realms of business, sports and entertainment in our jam-packed lineup for this morning. So let's kickstart today's Mega News Day here on Republic, as always with the nation first this quick morning. With less than a week to go for campaigning to end in poll-bound Maharashtra, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to address 3 public meetings today in Sambhaji Nagar, Navi Mumbai and Dadar, Mumbai. This year, Prime Minister is scheduled to hold 9 rallies across Maharashtra as part of the BJP campaign. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will travel to Brazil to attend the annual G20 summit and to Nigeria and Guyana as part of a 3-nation visit beginning November 16th. Prime Minister Modi's first destination will be Nigeria, and it will be the first visit to African country by an Indian Prime Minister in 17 years. From Nigeria, Prime Minister Modi will travel to the Brazilian city of Rio De Janeiro on a 2-day trip beginning November 18th to participate in the G20 summit. India is a part of the G20 troika along with Brazil and South Africa.
The visit to Brazil is for the 19th G20 summit that's being held on the 18th and 19th of November. This is the Prime Minister's 3rd official visit to Brazil. He has visited there earlier in 2014 and then subsequently in 2019. Both occasions were for the BRICS summits that were being hosted by Brazil in those years.
Continuing its efforts to eradicate the menace of drugs from the region, Srinagar police seized narcotics valued in crores. On Tuesday, during Naka checking at Tengpura flood channel in Batamalu, Srinagar police team detained 2 individuals in Srinagar. Upon their search, 2.4 kilograms of heroin-like substance was recovered from their possession. Consequently, an FIR under relevant section SOF NDPS Act was registered in the police station and investigation has been initiated. During the course of investigation, the accused persons disclosed information that led to further recovery of 2.86 kilogram of crystal meth. Further investigation into the case is underway to trace the origin and operation of the network of the illegal narcotics trade. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami on Wednesday said his government is very serious about introducing a strict land law in Uttarakhand, which imposes limits on how much land people can buy in the state. Dhami said this after a meeting held in the state's summer capital, Gairsain, with the officials, who are part of the committee constituted by the state government to prepare a draft of the new and stricter land law.
कानून पर काफ़ी सारा काम पहले ही जो है श्री सुभाष कुमार की अध्यक्षता में जो कमेटी बनी थी उसने काम किया है और उसका हम लोगों ने क्रमवार रूप से आज जिस पर चर्चा हुई है और प्रारूप बनाने वाली समिति ने बहुत सारा काम किया है। पहले भी काफ़ी सारे सुझाव लिए हैं और किस प्रकार से हम उसको सही दिशा में लागू करें जिससे कि राज्य के अंदर जो ज़मीनों का दुरुपयोग हुआ है, ज़मीनें खरीदकर लोगों ने उसके प्रयोजन का ठीक प्रकार से उपयोग नहीं किया है और अनेक जगह पर जो शिकायतें आई उस पर अभी कार्रवाई भी हो रही है पूरे राज्य के अंदर।
A joint team of Assam Rifles and Mizoram seized a huge cache of explosives and arrested 2 persons near Aizawl. Acting on a specific intelligence, a team from the Assam Rifles, in collaboration with the Mizoram police, established a mobile vehicle checkpost at Lautbu Junction near Aizawl. During the operation, the teams intercepted a taxi and conducted a thorough search, resulting in the recovery of 1,000 gelatin sticks, 1,000 detonators, and 20 meters of safety fuse. 2 persons, including a woman, have been arrested for possessing the explosives. 2 junior doctors were examined in a special court in the Ajikor rape murder case. On Wednesday, taking the total number of witnesses disposing in the case to 6. Prime accused Sanjay Roy was produced before the court of additional district and sessions judge Anirban Das at the Sialda court for 3 consecutive days. A special court on Wednesday issued a fresh bailable warrant against former BJP MP Pragya Thakur, prime accused in the 2008 Malegaon blast case, as she failed to appear before it, citing health issues. This was the second warrant issued this month against Thakur by the Special Court for National Investigation Cases. In November, the court had issued a warrant against her for failing to attend the proceedings and directed her to appear on November 13th. On Wednesday, Thakur's lawyer, J.P. Mishra, told the court that she could not appear as she was undergoing treatment at a hospital in Bhopal. Muslim Law Board has announced its support to the Mahavikas Aghadi while the battle for the assembly elections is on. Spokesperson of the Muslim Personal Law Board informed about this while holding a press conference in Mumbai. Support has been announced for 269 candidates of Mavia. Muslim Law Board has also announced to support independent candidates.
उलेमा बोर्ड 180 मुस्लिम तंजीम झारखंड में जमीयत उलेमा के बाद अब ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड ने खुलेआम सरेआम फतवा जारी किया है कि इस चुनाव में वो MBA का समर्थन करेगी और मामला बिल्कुल क्लियर है। धार्मिक कारणों से AIMPLB ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड ये करेगी।
A medical oncologist at the Kalainar Centenary Super Specialty Hospital in Chennai was stabbed multiple times on Wednesday by the son of a patient over grievances regarding the treatment of his mother at the same facility. The man assaulted a doctor inside the outpatient room during a conversation regarding the mother's treatment. He was immediately apprehended by the hospital staff and handed over to the police and was arrested. The official said that the doctor is currently receiving treatment and reported to be stable. The attack led to an outrage and doctors and nurses gathered in front of the hospital entrance to mark their strong protest.
We have told the doctors that the government of Tamil Nadu is deeply committed to provide protection to the doctors and paramedical staff. They are very, very important and they provide one of the most essential services to people. So when it comes to providing security to the doctors and to the nurses, that is the topmost priority.
We are tracking the top business stories for the day. We bring you the latest updates on India's economic landscape. From fluctuations in the stock market to foreign portfolio investments, stay tuned as we delve into the key highlights shaping the business world today. In a move aimed at strengthening the equity index derivatives framework and enhancing the investor protection, from today onwards, the Bank Nifty ceases to exist from November 13th. The National Stock Exchange will discontinue the weekly derivatives contracts on 3 key indices: Bank Nifty, Mid-Cap Nifty and Fin Nifty. The Mid-Cap Nifty will cease to exist from November 18th. Going forward, this change is expected to streamline the derivatives market and reduce complexity for investors. However, it may impact the traders who frequently use these indices for short-term strategies. Traders have been advised to strategize accordingly. Markets regulator SEBI on Wednesday proposed raising the maximum investment limit by an Asian fund in a startup to Rs 25 crore, a move that can provide a boost to the new age technology companies. It has been proposed that the minimum investment limit should be reduced to Rs 10 lakh from Rs 25 lakh at present, and that the maximum investment limit to be increased to Rs 25 crore from the current Rs 10 crore, SEBI said in its consultation paper. Additionally, the regulator has proposed allowing only accredited investors to invest in Asian funds. This move is being done to rationalize the fundraising processes, strengthen disclosure as well as governance requirements, and provide operational clarity and investment flexibility. The Indian benchmark indices Sensex and Nifty 50 on Wednesday closed sharp in red territory amid the cyclical earnings slowdown and global cues which dampened investor sentiments. The Nifty 50 closed in the red at 23,559.05 with a drop of 1.36%, and the BSE Sensex closed at 77,690 with a drop of 1.25%. The market on Wednesday experienced the fourth consecutive day of decline. The low numbers extended across the stock market, and small and mid-cap stocks experiencing steep losses that have perturbed the investors. The reason for this could be attributed to the depreciation of the rupee against the dollar by 84.50 points and collective sell-offs of Indian stocks by FIIs. Swiggy shares made a spectacular debut on the stock exchanges, surging 15% above its issue price. The strong investor interest pushed the company's market valuation briefly above the rupees 1 lakh crore mark. The online food quick delivery commerce giant's initial public offer was fully subscribed, indicating strong demand for both retail and institutional investors. However, the initial euphoria soon gave way to a more cautious sentiment. By mid-morning, the stock had declined by nearly 5%, indicating investor hesitation. Billionaire Gautam Adani on Wednesday said that the Adani Group will invest $10 billion in the U.S. energy security and infrastructure projects. The move is expected to create 15,000 jobs in the U.S. Adani made a declaration as he also congratulated Donald Trump on his victory in a post in X. Moving on to our international segment, where we're tracking the ground pulse of some of the biggest global headlines. Today, we delve into the significant developments from around the world, from diplomatic tensions in the Middle East to the shifting politics of the White House. Stay tuned as we unravel the latest updates shaping the global landscape. President Joe Biden welcomed President-elect Donald Trump to the White House on Wednesday for a visit that is a traditional part of the peaceful handoff of a power or ritual Trump himself declined to participate in 4 years ago. Biden greeted Trump with handshake in the Oval Office meeting, with each pledging smooth transition from a Democrat to a Republican administration. Biden congratulated the president-elect, while Trump thanked Biden and acknowledged his kindness in the political world at the moment. In a stunning return to the U.S. seat for government, the former president, who departed nearly 4 years ago as a politically defeated leader after the Jan 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol, is preparing to come back to power with what he and his GOP allies see as a mandate for governance. Back in Washington, the first time since his election victory, Trump addressed the GOP lawmakers collectively, first time post-victory, saying that it felt nice to win. The president-elect touched the Capitol with billionaire ally Elon Musk in tow for a meeting with House Republicans and then an Oval Office session with Democratic President Joe Biden as he prepares for a unified Republican government.
Well, thank you very much. This is a very nice gathering. Isn't it nice to win? It's nice to win. It's always nice to win. A lot of good friends in this room. So, you know we had like historic kind of numbers, especially for the president, but we won't get into that. But the House did very well, and I think we're responsible for 31, helping you with 31, meaning we could have lost by quite a bit, and we ended up, I guess you'll be 5 up. Are you looking at 5 or 4? 5 or 4, right?
Amsterdam city councillors raised concern after violence erupted following a football match between Ajax Amsterdam and Maccabi Tel Aviv. The unrest, where an anti-Semitic attack happened, saw Maccabi fans assaulting a taxi and chanting anti-Arab slogans, while others carried out hit-and-run attacks on people they believed to be Jewish. Mayor Femke Halsema condemned the violence, which she said was part of a broader rise in anti-Semitism in Europe. Councillor Sheher Khan stressed the violence should not be viewed in isolation, warning that tensions in the city were tied to unresolved issues. Right-wing politician Kurt Wilders, meanwhile, blamed immigrant Moroccans for the attacks, further flaming the tensions. The incident has deeply shaken the reputation as a tolerant city.
So the Jewish community feels a lot of anger and fear. Anger because they feel they were left alone, that people didn't step up and were helping them. And fear because, we all saw the images of the anti-Semitic violence. People were calling for a Jew hunt. And already the Jewish community here is being heavily secured.
Attendees at the second Global South Think Tank's dialogue, which opened Thursday in Nanjing, deliberated on the Global South countries to elevate themselves beyond being passive observers and be active participants in the global agenda. Themed Global South, Equality, Openness and Cooperation, the event brought together representatives from think tanks across around 100 countries and regions, alongside delegates from Chinese universities and research centers. Experts discussed key challenges such as economic growth, security and governance, while recognizing the growing opportunity for the Global South to align with emerging powers in a more multilateral world.
We are not going to be an observer, but we want to be an active in the global agenda. And that's the beauty of the idea of the Global South. Our weakness is because we have not put our house in order. The Western countries or other countries, they will come with their agenda. But if we don't have policies, the right policy of how can we deliver security and safeguard peace to our countries, we become a subject to agenda of external agenda. And that's why this meeting is very important, to consolidate how we own the way we deliver security to the citizen.
Bangladesh's interim leader Muhammad Yunus expressed that world leaders shouldn't be negotiating at the United Nations climate talks as they are responsible for warming up the planet. He also demanded more funds to deal with the climate crisis. At COP29 negotiations, he said circumstances can be humiliating for poor countries. Bangladesh is among the most vulnerable countries in the world to climate change.
I have been always opposed to this negotiating team. It sounds like we are here to have a bargain. There's opposing team. It's like a fish market. You see where to press you hard to get the best price. I said that's a very wrong perception of the whole thing. There is no, why should there be negotiation? You cause the problem, you solve it.
Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati called for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire in the ongoing conflict and stated that halting the violence must be the priority. Abdelati, who arrived in Beirut on Wednesday with humanitarian aid for Lebanon, also expressed Egypt's willingness to work with US President Donald Trump on regional issues. During his visit, he met with Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati and Parliament Speaker Nadi Berri to discuss the situation prevailing in the Middle East. Former Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard has been tapped by Trump to be the Director of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard, a Trump loyalist, was a Democratic House member and unsuccessfully sought the party's 2020 presidential nomination before leaving the party in 2022. She endorsed Trump in August and campaigned often with him this fall. Gabbard formerly served in the Army National Guard for more than 2 decades, deployed to Iraq and Kuwait, is somewhat being seen as an outsider in comparison to her predecessor. All right, viewers, it's time to dive into the world of sports with our segment dedicated to all the action-packed highlights and exciting matchups. Today, we bring you the latest updates from the World T20 India vs South Africa as swarms of flying ants hold the match and much more. Keep listening to all of us right here on our sports segment. India defeated South Africa in the third T20 international played in Centurion. India now lead the series 2-1 with just one match to be played. Riding on a fabulous unbeaten maiden 100 by Tilak Verma, India amassed 219 for 6 against South Africa in the third T20 international. Tilak scored 107 of 56 balls. Abhishek Sharma, the young Sunrisers Hyderabad opener too, joined Verma in his exploits and scored a quick 550 of 25 balls. India handed a T20 international debut to all-rounder and hard-hitting Ramandeep Singh, who came in for pacer Avesh Khan. Ramandeep Singh won the IPL title with Kolkata Knight Riders earlier this year. After becoming the first Indian player to register 2 consecutive T20 international hundreds, Samson recorded 2 back-to-back ducks in the last 2 games. Samson became the first Indian cricketer to register 2 consecutive ducks in T20 internationals cricket twice in his career. The third T20 international between India and South Africa was stopped due to flying ants around Supersport Park in Centurion. Umpires asked players to pause the play after the first over of the second innings due to too many flying ants creating havoc on the ground. The Gujarat Titans have roped in former Team India cricketer Parthiv Patil. The former India cricket keeper batsman will be a part of the franchise as their batting and assistant coach. As the impasse over India's participation in the 2025 Champions Trophy continues, Shahid Afridi took to social media to deliver a powerful message to cricket administrators regarding the upcoming mega event, which is scheduled to be held in Pakistan from February 19th to March 9th. Shahid Afridi urged cricket teams to set aside their egos and embrace the Olympic spirit for the 2025 Champions Trophy. He called for unity and a focus on the spirit of the game. Arjun Tendulkar, son of legendary India batter Sachin Tendulkar, has put Goa in a commanding position against Arunachal Pradesh in their Ranji Trophy plate match on Wednesday. Arjun picked his maiden 5-wicket haul in first-class cricket as Arunachal Pradesh were bowled out for 84 on day 1 by Goa. He returned figures of 5 for 25. Uttar Pradesh middle-order batter Mohammad Aman will lead India in the 50-over ACC Under-19 Asia Cup, which will take place in the United Arab Emirates later this month. India will open their campaign against Pakistan at Dubai on November 30th. Viewers, let's take a quick look at the top entertainment stories from around the world in our next segment with entertainment stories only. Billy Bob Thornton and Demi Moore premiered their latest Paramount Plus series, Landman, in Los Angeles on Tuesday. The series, based on a critically acclaimed podcast called Boomtown, tells the story of the 21st century Texas oil boom in the Permian Basin.
You know, I mean, this story just tells what happened in the 2000s in the Texas oil business in West Texas. You know, it's not like a pro or con. It just says, here's what it is. And I think people should watch stuff because it's supposed to be entertainment for people. It's supposed to move them or make them learn something, you know. And I think it's important to watch things with no agenda because we used to do that. And these days, agendas seem to take over everything.
British Vogue has launched a new immersive exhibition exploring the history of the fashion runway show. From the intimate couture salons of the early 20th century to the extravagant spectacles of the present, runway shows mirror changes not only in fashion but also culture as well as the arts, entertainment, technology and politics.
I've attended many of the shows in this exhibit, but I think you see it from a completely different angle when you see it in here, and you truly immerse in it. It is definitely, it's more than being just a front row seat, because I think you also see the designer's inspiration, see aspects of how a show was brought together.
Perennial Christmas favorite, Do They Know It's Christmas, has been refreshed for a 40th anniversary charity release, with a new remix blending the voices on the 1984 original with those of stars from later versions of the hit track. First released in 1984, Do They Know It's Christmas was also re-recorded by Band 820 in 2004 and again as Band 830 in 2014. Announced on Wednesday by Bob Geldof, Midge Ure and Trevor Horn, the Band 8 compilation's new 2024 Ultimate Mix features a young Ed Sheeran's voice alongside a young Sting, a young Harry Styles passing to a young George Michael and a young Bono alongside an older Bono. Viewers, that's all for today's edition of Quick Morning. Lots more coming up on Republic TV, so don't go away. We will bring you all the latest updates from around the country and the world.